Blood is a medium for transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our body, right? So oxygen is transported from lungs to tissues and carbon dioxide is transported from tissues to lungs. So with the help of blood. Today I am going to explain you how oxygen is transported in blood. So there are two modes by which oxygen is transported in the blood. First one through plasma. As we know, plasma contains higher amount of water and oxygen dissolves in water very quick manner. So oxygen dissolves in water quickly. So in a dissolved state, through plasma, oxygen will be transported. So out of 103% of oxygen transported through the plasma in a dissolved state. And later 97% of oxygen transported by RBC. The RBC contains a respiratory pigment known as hemoglobin, that we know hemoglobin combined with 4 molecules of oxygen, so that oxyhemoglobin forms by addition of oxygen with hemoglobin. So each hemoglobin molecule combines with 4 oxygen molecules, hence oxyhemoglobin complex will form. By this we can understand each hemoglobin carries 4 oxygen molecules. So hemoglobin present in the RBC, so that RBC 97% of oxygen is transported by RBC. And now oxyhemoglobin forms at alveolar level, means at lungs. Whereas this hemoglobin, when reaches to the tissues, here oxygen has to dissociate with the oxyhemoglobin complex. It has to be broken down. Now, what are the favorable conditions which are supporting hemoglobin to combine with oxygen at lungs? And what are the favorable conditions which are helping to dissociate from oxygen from the oxyhemoglobin? Now, let us discuss those factors. Now, for example, these are the lungs. So at alveolar level, oxyhemoglobin is forming. Clear? Oxyhemoglobin is forming. The formation of oxyhemoglobin at lungs and dissociation of oxygen from oxyhemoglobin is happening or occurring at a tissue level. So what are the favorable conditions are supporting to form the oxyhemoglobin? And what are the favorable conditions at tissue level to dissociate oxygen from the hemoglobin? Let us discuss. And one more thing I want to tell you, hemoglobin can react with oxygen as well carbon dioxide also. So how oxygen combining with hemoglobin, oxyhemoglobin is forming, right? In the same way, hemoglobin can combine with carbon dioxide also. Carbon dioxide react with amine group of hemoglobin, then carbamino hemoglobin will form. Now the interesting thing is at lungs, at alveolar level, there is carbon dioxide is also available, 0.03% of carbon dioxide. Oxygen is also available, 16% of oxygen. Why here oxyhemoglobin is forming? Why carbamino hemoglobin is not forming at lungs level? Whereas tissue contains oxygen and even carbon dioxide also. Why here carbamino hemoglobin is forming but not oxyhemoglobin is forming? So what are the conditions, what are the favorable conditions are supporting to form oxyhemoglobin here and dissociation of oxygen from the oxyhemoglobin complex and carbamino hemoglobin complex? Let us discuss. First one, oxyhemoglobin complex to form. The major factor is pressure gradient of oxygen should be more. So the affinity of binding capacity of oxygen with hemoglobin is very much important, that oxygen pressure gradient should be more. Obviously you can see here 16% of oxygen, 0.03% of oxygen, carbon dioxide. So that pressure gradient of oxygen is more, so that oxyhemoglobin complex will form at a lungs level. So comparatively partial pressure of carbon dioxide, here it is low. And apart from that, less temperature. So less temperature required to form oxyhemoglobin. Here low temperature is created in lungs. and less H plus ions, H plus ion concentration. As we know, H plus ion concentration are very less, there are no H plus ions in lungs only, concentration. Or you can say that high pH. So less H plus ion concentration means high pH only. Exactly opposite conditions creates a tissue level, so that here oxygen will disassociate from the hemoglobin and carbaminohemoglobin will form. Let us see here, carbon dioxide is more in tissue level. Why carbon dioxide is more at tissue level? Because respiration occurs, and the end of respiration carbon dioxide releases, so that carbon dioxide percentage will increase. So pressure gradient of partial pressure gradient of PCO2 is more in tissue level, and comparatively pressure gradient of oxygen is less. Clear? And then temperature is high than the temperature present in the lungs. Why temperature is high? Because the metabolic activity, respiration releases temperature. So temperature is high. And H plus ion concentration is also high. Concentration is also high. Why? Because there are several metabolic activities take place in a cellular level. They release ions, so that H plus ion concentration is more, pH is less. So these are the favorable conditions where oxygen dissociate with oxyhemoglobin complex. Oxyhemoglobin complex, or we can say that hemoglobin can combine with carbon dioxide. So carbaminohemoglobin formation, favorable conditions are these, and oxyhemoglobin favorable conditions are these. So that oxyhemoglobin forms at lungs, and oxygen dissociation reaction takes place at tissue level because of these conditions. And I want to explain you another effect called as Bohr's effect. Bohr's effect states that the pressure gradient of carbon dioxide, PCO2, and temperature, these two are major factors which affect affinity, oxygen affinity with hemoglobin. The two factors affect the affinity, oxygen affinity with hemoglobin is known as Bohr's effect. Why? Because these two play vital role whether oxygen bind with hemoglobin or not. Why? Because PCO2 is high, then what happens? No oxyhemoglobin form, and even temperature is high, no oxyhemoglobin forms. So these two when less, obviously oxyhemoglobin forms. So this effect known as Bohr's effect. Bohr's effect. This is regarding transport of oxygen in blood.